as promised, a day late, a dollar short, kind of, maybe not quite, but I want to make sure I got all the information because everybody started talking about this big unveiling that happened on the 1st of August. All right. DraftKings is increasing their income by adding a surcharge. All right. So that being said, welcome to the Gambler's Grind, where we have to discuss about these things that are going to affect the gamblers, professional, amateur, casual, and the amount of money we're going to be making or not, therefore speaking, okay? I said I wanted to do some more research into this before I made this, because the little quick snippet shorty I made yesterday, I wanted to do more, but I didn't have information. So I got some more information, did a little more research, looked some things up, got some numbers, hopefully, and get some more information to probably put this out. So, as I said, DraftKings is implementing an additional surcharge on winning tickets that is going to basically effectively increase their bottom line to offset the higher tax rate they have to deal with. Because recently, Illinois, they pulled a little bait and switch, a shamboozling. They shamboozled DraftKings in the sports betting, the online sports betting world, with increasing the taxes for sports betting from 15% to anywhere between 20 to 40%, depending on what's happening. All right. So with that big ass number happening, DraftKings said, "Whoa, son, whoa, let's that might hurt our bottom line a little bit. Let's put that back on the customer, like most businesses do. They put the taxes and the expenses off onto the customer to help compensate for or help get them more income. That's kind of how things work, okay? Good and bad, all right? But in this situation, as a betting enthusiast, best way to put that one, for all of us out there, this is going to potentially cripple us to some degree. So before I keep going, let me just say this is not taking effect until January 1st, 2025. All right, so we still have 6 months this August, September, October, November, December, all right? We have 5 months left. So we could take advantage of the NFL and DraftKings still, and we could take advantage of some of the NBA, okay? We could take advantage of most of the NFL and some of the NBA. We only care about MLB over here, so sorry, guys. Tennis, you still got stuff, you know what I'm saying? Check the channel for that, but we have that much time for things change because the taxes, the states, Pennsylvania, my state, New York, Vermont, what's the last one? I actually went over there. Illinois, the first one, the guys who started the whole shebang. Us 4 states. Well, actually, I just found out recently through research that Pennsylvania was actually one of the highest online gambling tax states up until recently, or 2022, 2023, when New York changed that and became the big one for 51%. We're at 35%, and the other two are like, I think, 25 and 30, something. I forget. Irrelevant, you know what I'm saying? Well, we're at 15 to 20 to 40% now, you know what I'm saying? That's for Illinois. So those are 4 states are affected right now. And more states can be potentially changing depending on what happens with how this goes. Because, I mean, the thing about this, it's not set in stone right now. It's still potentially up in the air and cannot be fully decided and come into place until the January 1st, okay? So that's one good thing. So it could all be a big prank, an early April food joke, you know what I'm saying? Hopefully that's the case, because that's going to be a huge difference. So getting into that, number-wise, right? This is the difference. It's going to be, depending on the state and depending on where it's at, they're looking to keep it at a single-digit tax rate. Ooh, fantastic. But it's going to range somewhere between 3 to 5% is the expectation. 3 to 5% are your winning bets. And I was about to lose my shit if it was going to be on the total bets. But luckily enough, from what I've been seeing, it's just been, well, so far, what I've been seeing so far, because you're still only a few days into this, all right? Information still being etched out. It's only on the winning profit bets, okay? So, with that being said, we're looking at like, where we at here? For the typical negative 110 bet, all right? Typical negative 110 bet, a good odds bet for sports bettors, which at that rate, our break-even win percentage number is about 52.9, was it? Let me see. I got this on my notes. The break-even number. I will hope it's out. Yeah, sorry, 52.4. See, I was close. I had instead of the hook, I got this. 52.4%. So that's house edge wise. I meant to look at this up quick. It's actually closer, a little higher than blackjack, house edge wise. Much higher than craps if you're playing just pass lines. You know what I'm saying? I get around a little bit, but it's not as bad as the typical slot type. You know what I'm saying? So we're creeping up on house edge, which house edge typically means for every 100. I forget the actual calculation for that for blackjack. I think is what at $100 you lose. You're expected to lose like $2, $2.50, I think it is. For every $100 you play, you expect to lose $2.50. So you're about to get back 97.5 or 98.2 or something like that. Okay, for ballpark, right? So that little change right there changes that number from that 92.3 to, I got some eyeballs really hurting me, to about 95.2. 95, 20, something like that. That's what the expected rate could be. Change off to. For every $100 you spend, you're expected to get back now like $97 to $94, which is almost close to, depending on, like I said, depending on what the tax rate is. Similar to being like slots, which is actually very bad, especially for things that could tend to be skill-based games, you know. So like I said, but these are quick numbers. Negative 110 bet, you're paying $110 to win $100, right? You get back that $210. That's what happens right now. With a surcharge, let's just say a good average, $4. $4 surcharge. Sorry, 4% surcharge. 4%, which being the situation will be $4 because we took a 110 to win 100. So the $100. Now you get back $96. So before, when you were spending a negative 110 doing the 210 or get 210 back, now you're paying 110 to win back 206 back. So like, as we do the numbers of scale, that shit starts to hurt more and more. Okay, so at the typical, at a regular $100 bet, like I said, you're losing $4 for every 100, okay? But now to get up to 1,000, you're losing $40 for every 1,000. And just keep scaling that number up. For every 10,000, you lose $400. These are the things of scale, and that's how, like, my first thought about this, it makes us want to make less bets, which is a good thing. Because typically, the more bets you make, the higher chance you're going to win and losing. You do a lot more of this, okay? But you want to make more cleaner bets to offset how much you're actually losing in the long run. And then the odds change. Oh yeah, I need the other part. of that. So let's say it's the same thing here. Now you have a plus 110. So I want to do that one. That's kind of hard in my head. Let's go a plus 200. You spend $100 to make $200, right? So that 4% ain't going nowhere. You're not getting charged. Well, at the moment, you're not getting charged the $100 you bet up. But that $200 though, take away 4%. You have 200. That's $8. You just got back $192, which again, that's not as bad because of the fact that you're doing the positive side of things, but in the long run, If you made that bet 10 times, that is $80 you lost. That almost a whole bet. You know what I'm saying? These things, it hurts the people who play casually less, because you're not putting as much out there and expecting doing so much work to get things back into yourself, okay? But the people who are doing it for more of a consistent living type situation, all those little small nuances, because that's the best way to put it. If you're into boxing, one of the reasons why a lot of people do hate Mayweather, because he wins a lot, okay? But you have to take his skill into mind. He makes these small micro adjustments like this. People will dodge here, he dodges here. When he's range, like those small things make the world of difference in regards to the long run. That's why he is as good as he is, because he learns how to make these small micro adjustments that people don't see and take advantage of things. Those micro adjustments make a great player into a fantastic player. Let's say we're talking about tennis, okay? Same situation. That's exactly how it is, okay? And these little small things there are, in the long run, they hurt us in this situation. With DraftKings doing this, okay, and one of the biggest ramifications that could possibly happen is that it's going to have a domino effect. The domino effect being that the more people, or if this goes into place and it actually is successful, not really hurting their bottom line, or not hurting the bottom line, but not seeing enough negative things happen from there, there's a couple of things going to change. The first thing is that there are still 12 states right now who do not have online sports betting, but that is looking to be changed in the future, right? And that being said, the rate for these states of going into it, the surcharge being there by itself is going to be a big thing. And then it's going to add on to another thing that they can ask on for. What the state's going to ask for the people to add on to compensate for things, all right? Their tax rate for online gambling is going to jump up drastically. Like I said, only 4 states over 20% right now. The rest aren't. That's going to change the game. And then, like I said, these other 12 states come in. Now, since they're probably ask for at least 25%, maybe 30%. And that's going to be pushed back off to the consumer, which is us gamblers, okay? That's going to hurt us in the long run. That's number one. Two, just like, what's a good scenario right now? The people holding out in the NFL, trying to get that bag. Who did that? Who was the last one who did that? That's a good one. Lamar Jackson, he held out. He did his thing. He didn't have his own. He did his own negotiation. No agent. Got that, what, 265 was it? 235, 265. Either way, one of them things, whatever, right? But the whole point is, though, he gauged that number off of the other guy who set the amount at the time, the highest guy. And that was Deshaun Watson for Cleveland Browns, who didn't play much and wasn't even that great after he got his bag. You know what I'm saying? We talk about that, okay? But he set the bar here, right? So now that bar being set there forces this guy to look higher and aim higher. And then what happened, he ended up getting his bag here, and then that changes the whole level. Everyone else's playing field is now raised up to around that point in time. That's the same that can happen here. And what's happening here with this, surcharge goes in, surcharge is great. Other companies are adding surcharges. Some companies won't, which I can tell in a second. But the tax rates of the states are going to go up. Like I said, only 4 states over 20 right now. That's just going to change. It's going to become 4, and then 7, and then 10, and then 12. All these votes are floating up. And then now the expectation is going to be higher here. Okay? Even though, do not misconstrue, a lot of people do not have the same ability to bring in as much money as DraftKings can, or FanDuel for that matter. But right now, FanDuel isn't talking about doing that at the moment. But if they do, we got a problem. Because right now, DraftKings and FanDuel own 70% of the online betting market. 70%. They are the biggest motherfuckers out there, right? Okay? And then the other people, which like I said, I'll get to in a minute, Other companies like BetMGM, Sportsnet, or Sportsbet, ESPN Bet, there you go, MGM Grand, they already said, or Caesars, they already said that they're not trying to add a surcharge onto it yet because they're smaller companies in here. And for them to stay competitive, they can't add a surcharge on. So what's going to happen here, as this stuff happens over here for DraftKings and everything is happening up here on a bigger scale, the surcharge is going to open up the market for other people to actually be viable per se and get a larger part of the share. That's what the expectation is, because we fight the power over here by going to other guys, and the other companies aren't as big, aren't paying as fast, or whatever it is to stop them from being as big as other guys are, or time in the game. That's going to affect some things. Or we go to other illegal markets, which people are doing people still do it nowadays. They do a lot. But the fact of the matter is there's the bigger share of people in the non-typical gamblers or be going more to these other avenues. And that's going to happen. That's what the expectation is in regards to being a negative connotation for surcharge taking place. Surcharge, like I said, is going to be between 3 to 5% is expectation. All right. And is there anything here that actually mattered that I want to say that I can make sure that has to be said? But yeah, no, I got most everything. Like I said, all your winning tickets, all your winning bets, they're going to be taxed. Oh, and that's before. That's another thing I forgot. That's before you even get a chance to get to your W-2s if you got to cash anything out. You know what I'm saying? Just before you get a chance to even look at the money, that shit's gone. That comes right off the bill. Right before you even see that shit. Okay? So that's the one thing there too. And they're talking about potentially being tax write-offable. Maybe, maybe not. We'll see. If it's tax write-offable, that actually is a benefit somewhat to us people who bet a lot more tickets. Because that will help negate some of the losses that come with sports betting. That will be a plus. I don't foresee it happening, but that would be a plus for us. What else is this? Cause I think I got everything mostly. But like I said, 3 to 5%, depending on where it's at. It's not taking effect until January 1st, 2025, if they go through with it. DraftKings is the only person doing it right now. FanDuel has the option, but they're not talking about it right now. And the people in the next tier below aren't doing it at the current moment. As in the BetMGM, ESPN Bet, Caesars, those are 3 confirmed right now. 3 confirmed right now, okay? There's other people in the marketplace, the other bets. That's why it's a good thing to have more books available to you. But at the bottom line of this, though, I do expect something to happen to where we're going to get bent over backwards. No lube, okay? We could go with the flow because that might end up being the standard in the industry here soon. There's a higher taxing, there's more vague, more losses potentially. You know what I'm saying? Well, not more losses, but you have to work harder to maintain and get better odds. And then get juice for your odds too. So even when you make the good bets, make good plays, yeah, it's fantastic, great. Give me the money. You know what I'm saying? They can't fully enjoy it no more. But I said that could be the new trend that may be happening with the online betting world. And if that's the case, like I said, option are go to other guys who aren't surcharging and deal with their lack of this, a lack of that, because there's always a reason why the other guys aren't as competitive, because they don't have the same things, same features, same markets, a whole bunch of different issues, okay? Or the illegal route. Or, like I said to my friend, I sent to a guy in the comments below, comments on another video that I made, that the illegal markets might become a bigger thing again. That actually might be a thing, and then we'll see what happens. This is an interesting development, and when I get more information, I'll make sure I'll put it here in some kind of other video or in the comments below, depending on how soon I get this information. But good luck to us in this gambling sports betting world. I don't mind going to casinos, but is the huge difference of betting online casino, or betting on a casino and betting online. Especially like for people like me who live bet. Time is of the essence when you live bet. You can't live bet like that. You can't bet like that live. You know what I'm saying? It's a little bit of a different animal there, all right? But happy gambling grinders. At the bare minimum, we have 5 more months of DK life, or 5 more months before things start going Judge Dreddish, Terminator-ish. I can't think of the movie right now where things went to shit, you know what I'm saying, in time. But it's all good though. We had time. We're going to get that money right now. And happy gambling grinders. Make a wish. Out.